Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity in the Seven Hills. Thank you for being here. Let's take our seats. Sit down. We've got a lot of people this morning. Squeeze in tight. Hey, if you're sitting at home and you want to come and join us, come and do that. It'd be great. Let's get started with a few songs. This first one is a classic that we actually created here at Unity in the Seven Hills. So let's start with standing and singing a little creativity. 2, 3, 4. In our day-to-day world, life can seem so rough. With prayer and praise, we gather here to lift each other up, sharing poetry and praises and music that raises our connection to all perfection. Creativity, honoring diversity with encouragement, without judgment, building community, a family in unity. It's a feeling we carry in our hearts, a feeling we carry in our hearts. Creativity, honoring diversity with encouragement, without judgment, building community, a family in unity. It's a feeling we carry in our hearts, a feeling we carry in our hearts, a feeling we carry in our hearts. And let's see this year out with a I Release and I Let Go song. Hey, come on in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am Spirit, yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. One more time. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Unity, 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 unity. We blind ourselves with who we might be. Our possibilities too bright for us to see. We blind ourselves with who we might be. Our possibilities too bright for us to see. Unity, 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 might be, our possibilities too bright for us to see. We blind ourselves with who we might be, our possibilities too bright for us to see. Unity, unity, huh, unity, 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 huh, unity, unity. Bring in the light and fill your soul, together we'll all feel whole. Bring in the light and fill your soul, together we'll all feel whole. Turn on the light, turn on the light, click. Turn on the light, turn on the light, yeah. Turn on the light, turn on the light, click. Turn on the light, turn on the light. Bring in the light and fill your soul, together we'll all feel whole, yeah. Bring in the light and fill your soul, together we'll all feel whole. Turn on the light, turn on the light, woo! Turn on the light, turn on the light, yeah. Turn on the light, turn on the light, click. Turn on the light, turn on the light. Unity, unity, huh. Unity, 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 huh. Unity, unity.
Whoa!
Yeah, we.
Thank you, Daniel and the band, Unity Band.
We should just say too that after my announcement in early spring that I wanted a band by the end of the year, it's the end of the year and we have our bass player Casey here.
Yeah.
Woo!
Well, this is a very special Sunday. We're going to be doing some wonderful things from the Burning Bowl to learning more about Kwanzaa. But let's start out by blessing that unity candle with that great affirmation. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in our lives. God, the good, omnipotent. I was bowled over by a story by Reverend Bronte Colbert, who's a unity minister. It was the Christmas of 2020 holiday season coming up on New Year's and all that. And she has 5 daughters, grandkids, all that scattered through the country. The pandemic. She can't see any of them. And, you know, she said, my tree was full, but I felt empty. Then she said, you know, I teach that when I change the way I look at things, they get better. When I'm feeling low, I can use my tools, meditation, prayer, gratitude lists, affirmations, inspirational readings. She said the daily word reading for that day was, when my plans go awry, I can demonstrate the faith to follow an unfamiliar route, the peace to trust the divine within me, and to love others and to know that I am truly never alone. So it's the pandemic 2020, and she reads this and she starts to think back to Christmas 20 years earlier. She's in Milwaukee and she's picking up her daughter, and they're driving out to her parents, grandparents, to celebrate Christmas and New Year's, and they take the back routes to see the lights, and the lights are up, and it's beautiful, and the music and all that. The daughter says, "Mom, turn left." They turn left, and says, "Where are we going?" "Just do what I'm telling you. Make a right turn. Make a right turn." She makes a right turn, and it's getting darker and all that. The next thing you know, they're in front of the Milwaukee County General Hospital. Not a twinkle in sight. I mean, it is pitch black, kind of dark and all that. The daughter says, "Park here." Mom says, "What? Park here." And then the daughter says, "You like to pray for others, Mom, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." "Well, here's a good spot. Let's get out and start praying." And they got out of the car in front of the Milwaukee County General Hospital and started praying. And the mother said, thinking of this memory, Reverend Bronte said, "My loneliness shifted, and I was uplifted, remembering the power of that night." And so then, right in the middle of the pandemic, Reverend Bronte said, "I'm getting in my car, I'm all alone, And I'm driving to she now was living in Athens, Georgia. I'm driving to 2 hospitals in Athens, Georgia, where she got out of the car and started praying in front of the hospitals in Athens, Georgia. And she felt in the Christmas and New Year's spirit, surrounded by a sea of love. Sharing love of God within reminded me that I am never alone. And she says, you know, not all Christmases and New Year gifts come wrapped with and topped with bows. Some come in the guise of our more unpleasant challenges. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give is, and we can receive, is realizing what we have within to give to others and to go with that flow, to go with that flow. Let's go into prayer a moment. Dear Spirit, thank you for our many, many blessings. And where there are challenges in our life and in the community, help us to see them as opportunities for more spiritual growth. And help us to remember that it all starts when we remember one presence, one power, a loving God who we are one with. And for this and so much more, we say thank you and amen and amen. Each week, we do one of Unity's principles, and this week, one of the 5 principles. This week, we're up into the 2nd principle, which is, you know, incredible that, one presence, one power, God the good, the omnipotent, all that, but to realize that that divine spark is inside of us, that it's inside of us, and that, you know, we truly are one with the one, and that our essential nature of who we really are is the Christ within, the Buddha nature, the Hashem, the Atman, divine wisdom. You call it what you will. That is who we truly are. Not our fears, not our error thoughts, not our sense of lack, not the mistake we may have made in 1995. I mean, who we truly are is that Christ within. And when we can realize that is our essential nature, and that, there are times where we act out of fear, act out of lack, but that's not who we truly are, then we are on a path of being overcomers. Let's say that 2nd unity principle. There's one way of this, many ways of saying it. I love this language that we have up here. Let's say it together. Human beings are divine at their core and therefore inherently good. That's important to remember. Important to remember. So we're doing things out of a little different order because we want our kids to hear this. We are so fortunate to have with us today Sharon White Simpson, and thank you to Robin Ferguson for helping this. I was bowled over. I got to tell you, I was bowled over by Sharon's right. I asked if I could see a bio to introduce her. I was bowled over by her bio. She's a native of Lynchburg, a BS degree from Virginia State University, master's degree in special education. For many years, she was a fantastic mental health clinician and case manager with both children and adults. In 2016, if all that wasn't enough, she launched a nonprofit, Kumba Dance Ensemble. Kumba Dance Ensemble, which is based on West African dance and drumming. She is an active member of the Prayer of Faith Temple Church. We're so honored to have you here today to talk to us about Kwanzaa. Yeah. Oh, and let me get you a mic so all our people out there in Cyberland can also hear. Are we working? Let's just...
Awesome. Just.
Great.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, Reverend Rick, I want to go back to something you said, and I know time is short today, but Unity has 5 principles. Well, isn't that ironic that Kwanzaa has 7 principles? And so you are already familiar with principles and how we really kind of hone into them and kind of do what they say do because it's the right thing. But could I have all the children come down front? Would you come down and help me? And Robin, would you come down? She is my, oh, please, Robin, I need your help. So, Kwanzaa is really about community and unity. The name of this church. How perfect. Yeah, you could just sit right here. I'm going to get you to help me in a minute. And then, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could I have 2 people that are young at heart? And you'll just help us with this presentation today. But because Kwanzaa is about unity, and is this our special ed teacher, Miss Laura? Yes. Yes, perfect. I knew that. I met her earlier. So the Nguzo Saba, which are the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, is the main focus of Kwanzaa. And so we're going to go over them, but I'm going to teach you a song, and it is all of the 7 principles. So if you would repeat after me, I'm going to sing them just to kind of keep it short because I don't have much time. And the first one is unity, umoja. So, umoja, you say.
Umoja.
Excellent. Let's go to the next one. So this is self-determination, and we phonetically spell it so that we can pronounce it. And just so that you know, we always pronounce every vowel. So if you see an African word written, for example, Swahili with the I at the end, or some of the others, Kwanzaa with the 2 A's. Baile is B-A-I-L-E, and it says Baile. Okay? So this is Kujichagulia. So we're going to sing the first principle, and then we're going to sing the second. So, umoja, Kujichagulia. Very good. And now we have Ujima. Ujima, collective work and responsibility. So, Ujima. Then we have Ujama. Ujama. Very nice. And that's cooperative economics. And, you know, we're always encouraging everybody to live by these principles all year, not just at this time of the year, because Kwanzaa is celebrated from December 26th through January the 1st. And we celebrate all year because these principles actually make sense, just like your unity principles make sense. And you focus on them one at a time so people really know how to ingest those words. So now the next one is Nia, but I'm going to sing it out of order. We're going to say Nia and go on to the next, which is, okay, so we have 2 U's in that. So we're going to say Kuumba. Kuumba. And we're going to go on to the last one, which is Imani, which means faith. And we all have faith that will do the impossible. So now let's go over all of them. Ari, I met Friday, I believe, and we practiced this PowerPoint presentation. So Ari, can we take it back to the beginning? And we'll sing the principles. And I'm going to take principle 5 and 6 out of order. And I know that Brother Daniel over here understands that sometimes musically, you'll take things out of order just, you know, to make it fit. So let's start from 1. Just repeat after me. Umoja, Kujichagulia, Ujima, Ujama, Kuumba, 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 Nia, Imani. These are the principles of Kwanzaa.
These are the principles of Kwanzaa.
These are the principles of Kwanzaa. Very nice. Okay, so can we have our children? Would you just go up on the pulpit for me? Just stand right behind those candles. So we have 7 principles, 7 candles. On the first day of Kwanzaa, we would light the black candle, and it's usually lit by an elder. So, Robin, an elder is anyone over the age of 40. Okay, so, oh no, I missed it. And so we're just going to use a pointer instead of using fire or turning light bulbs, just because of time. Just push it up and just hold the light over the black candle. And the black candle is symbolic of the people. And after we light the black candle, then a child would go from left to right. Well, it's going to be there right over there. So we light a red candle, and that would be for the next principle. So that would be Ujima. And then another child would light the green candle all the way over to the, yes. And then we'll go back and forth. Would you give it back to her? So it's Umoja, Kuchichakalia, Ujima, Ujama is the red. Nia, the green one. Okay. And Kaumba is the red one. And then the last one is the green one, and that's Imani for faith. So you have the Kanara, which I know that you learned about the Jewish faith, and they have the menorah. And how many candles are on the menorah? 8. 8, right, Ari? Okay. All right. So we just have some comparisons and some contrast here. And this cup is called the Unity Cup, or the Kikombe Cha. Now, back in the 70s, or between the 70s and the 90s, way before COVID, way before infectious disease, way before all of it was communicable, everybody in your household would drink from this Unity Cup, because we want unity in the family. Okay? So we want unity, everybody pulling together. So the ears of corn, called Vabunzi, is for every child in your family. So with the number of children you have an ear of corn for them, symbolizing that. And I put this bracelet, which is a cowrie shell bracelet, because there's something called zawadi, or gifts, that you make, because sometimes we get very commercialized and we spend all of our money and we buy stuff. But with Kwanzaa, we make the gifts, or we give books. So this is a shekere. And sweetie, would you hold that? That's a shekere right there. And hold that one up really high. This one is made from a gourd, which is a plant, and it's still homemade. But this one is from a juice, right, or a juice bottle, and we beat it. So hold on one second. And can you hit the bottom of yours? It's a shekere. We dance with shekeres. They toss them up. They do all kinds of, you can shake it like this, shake it like that. And can you shake yours too? Very nice. And it's a musical instrument. Okay, now, let me see. We want to go back and Do you have a question about Kwanzaa? Because I know I'm out of time, and this is just an overview because it's so much. I will tell you that Dr. Maulana Karenga is the creator of Kwanzaa, and he did that back in 1966. There was unrest. He is the professor out in California. There was a lot of unrest between African Americans, and he thought that creating Kwanzaa, which is all about togetherness and unity and pushing each other up instead of pulling each other down. And so he created that, and It was popular in the 70s and the 90s, and there's been a decline on Kwanzaa, but we're trying to bring it back. It just makes sense. So, I think that's it on our overview. Pastor Rick, thank you so much for the invitation.
Oh. Will you be able to join us? We have fellowship later downstairs. I know people probably might have questions and all that. That'd be great. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Wow. And we truly wanted the kids to hear this. We're so fortunate to have Crystal and our youth and family ministries. Let's bless our kids before we send them downstairs. Let us bless the kids. You are a perfect child of God. And God and I love you just the way you are and wherever you are. Yeah.
This bright light of mine, let's stand and sing. I'm gonna let it shine.
Oh,
This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One more time, one more time. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
oh,
This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Please be seated. Let's affirm our mission statement together. Unity in the Seven Hills is a vibrant, inclusive community that inspires individual spiritual growth through education, prayer, heart connection, and sacred service. And our vision statement, centered in spirit, we see a world transformed by divine love, where innovative solutions are celebrated and all needs are met. I've asked Sally Ingram, our board president, to come on up, and here we go with the daily word. Testing. Good.
Today's daily word is let go and let God. As the year draws to a close, I reflect upon the joyful times as well as the lower points of the past several months. In a prayerful moment of contemplation, I feel gratitude as I accept all of it. I may have laughed and cried, celebrated and grieved, but I made it. As days turn into weeks and weeks into months, I have met the year's events with faith and have grown resilience. Now it's time for me to let go, let it all go as I prepare to begin again. I take the lessons of the last 12 months, their joys and their sorrows, and prepare myself for the new year. I let go and let God as I spiritually surrender my hopes and dreams and even my fears. I am divinely guided and infinitely blessed. I step boldly and bravely into a year that is mine to live to the fullest. So Psalms 4 verse 5 tells us, offer right sacrifices and put your trust in the Lord.
Thank you. And now some special praise music to take us into the Burning Bowl ceremony.
So this is a song I wrote at the end of 2020, which was kind of a unique year, right? Remember? Yeah. And I had actually just lost Jolly as well, Jolly Stickley. So, and so this is a song that holds some reminiscences for that year and for all of the years. Another year's over, Another year's gone. There are friends who have left us, and another melancholy Christmas song. It's been a year like no other, so let's raise a glass. Cheer for the ones on their way, and to all who have passed. It's been a year like no other, so let's kick its ass. Cheer for the ones on their way, and to all who have passed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's remember the good times. Let's remember the laughs. Live rich in the dreams of tomorrow and the moments we have. There are reasons to look forward, new memories to make. There's a stirring inside you, so let it show you the way. Another year has been and gone, so spread some cheer with a joyous song, with a joyous song. It's the great unknown, that's why we are here. It's the great unknown, there's nothing to fear. It's the great unknown, that's why we are here. It's the great unknown, there's nothing to fear. Another year has been and gone, so spread some cheer with a joyous song. Let's remember the good times, let's remember the last. Live rich in the dreams of tomorrow and the moments we'll have. There are reasons to look forward. There are reasons to look forward. New memories to make. There's a stirring inside you, so let it show you the way. Another year has been and gone, so spread some cheer with a joyous song, with our joyous song. It's the great unknown, that's why we are here. It's the great unknown, there's nothing to fear. It's the great unknown, that's why we are here. It's the great unknown, there's nothing to fear.
Thank you, Daniel and Unity Band. So now we come up to the Burning Bowl ceremony, which I think is one of this and the Whitestone ceremony, I think are two of the greatest things that Unity has added to the liturgy. Now everybody should have a pen, a piece of flash paper, an envelope, and a piece of writing paper. If you don't have it, our greeters are here. They'll get it for you. Good. Good. All right, so let me first explain what we're going to be doing, and then talk about why we're going to be doing it. So first, what we're going to be doing is on these pieces of flash paper, writing down what's no longer serving us, what we would like to get rid of. What's no longer serving us, what we'd like to get rid of. We will come up, and then over the flame, quickly, this is, by the way, flash paper, so you quickly let go into the bowl. And I got to tell the truth, this is a true story, and my daughter Robin's here, and she'll confirm it. I was still a student at Unity Institute and Seminary, and I had done several services for Unity of Columbia, Missouri. True story. It's Columbia, Missouri is home of the University of Missouri. It's sort of like Charlottesville or Blacksburg. I mean, and wonderful place. And so they had two services, and they had these really fancy oil burning bowls, and one was over here, one was over there. We do the 9 o'clock service, everything's fine. We come to the 11 o'clock service, and I'm looking over here, the bowl over here, the flame is getting higher and higher and high. Oh my goodness. Somebody comes down with water. It's oil based, so it does absolutely nothing. They're looking, where's the fire extinguisher? Nobody can find the fire. It was then, no, I'll get to it, but it was the flames were going up, and they were just about to call 911. Finally, somebody comes up with a fire extinguisher, and and it was put out. So I learned a very important metaphysical principle when doing burning bowl ceremonies. Make sure you know where the fire extinguishers are. One's over there, one's over there. So, so all is taken well. So first you will come up, light this, bam, then go back to your seats. Go back to your seats, and then you will write a letter, a note to Spirit, to your higher power, to your higher self, to the Christ within, to Buddha nature, to Hashem. Call it what you will. You will write that note. You will seal it up. Believe me, we're not going to read them. You seal them up and put it in, seal it up. Then at the end, when we come up, as we normally do, if you would put not just your offerings, but also if you put the letters in here, we'll separate out the letters. And then what happens, you get it mailed back to you in around June or July. And you get this envelope, and it's, first of all, what is it? Oh, it's my handwriting. Oh yeah, it was that burning bowl ceremony. You open it up and read it, and a lot of times it's a very moving experience. It's a very moving experience to do that. Now, let me get a little deeper into why we're doing what we're doing. And for me, the story that I think really symbolizes this is the story in the gospel about Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was this short guy, real mafioso, had a real mafioso complex, and he was what was called in those days, he's Jewish, tax collector. Now let me tell you what a tax collector was like in those days. The way it worked with Rome, and they didn't have zip codes, but suppose they had zip codes. You then write in and say, I'd like to collect the taxes for zip code 24153. So you get, but you had to bid. I promise you give me the contract for 24153, I'll give you 50,000 denarii. And you get it. Then what you do is you extort as much as you can get. You're hoping to get 75,000 denarii from the zip code. And so essentially you're an extortionist. You're going up to people and say, nice little barn you have here. Shamed as anything happens to it. How, and that's what that, and again, short little guy, short little mafioso, that's Zacchaeus. That's Zacchaeus. So anyway, Jesus has come, and he lives in Jericho. Jesus is coming through Jericho. And he's on a donkey and all that, and he's riding through. And Zacchaeus is so short, and there's a big crowd. Everybody wants to see this great prophet and all that. Zacchaeus can't see him, so he climbs up on a sycamore tree. He climbs up on a sycamore tree, and Jesus, as he's coming through, he looks up and says, almost like Monty, remember Monty Hall, let's make it. Zacchaeus, come on down, and come on down. I'm going to spend tonight at your house. Oh, and Zacchaeus, he's really proud about this. The rabbis and others are looking and saying, what kind of holy man and prophet could this Jesus cat be? He's going to spend the night at this disreputable, despicable mafiosos. Ugh. And so anyway, Jesus goes and spends the night with Zacchaeus. As morning comes, he's leaving. Zacchaeus comes down and says to Jesus, Rabbi, obviously you know I've lived a pretty horrible life. But I really want to make right. I've ripped off a lot of people. I want to, as a rule, whatever I've ripped off, I want to pay back double. I want to do this. I want to do that. Jesus looks at Zacchaeus and says, Zacchaeus, congratulations. Today salvation has come to you and to your household. Now, what did Jesus do to get Zacchaeus to change his mind and do all that? Now, this is not what he did. Not what he did. So he comes into Zacchaeus' house. He looks at Zacchaeus and he says, Zacchaeus, you miserable insect. You horrible sinner. You have had so many chances and so many opportunities. This is your last chance. You blow this and you're going to be a crispy critter for all eternity, you miserable sinner. He didn't do that. He didn't also do this. Jesus comes into his house, looks at Zacchaeus, and says, Zacchaeus, this is your lucky day. If you write me a check for 50,000 denarii, I promise you eternal salvation. But wait, not only will you get eternal salvation, but we will also throw in this specially blessed chamois wow cloth. And also this Vegematic, specially blessed. This Vegematic, it dices, it slices. Didn't happen. Didn't happen that way. So what happened? Jesus just came into Zacchaeus' house and was Jesus. Zacchaeus came into that, coming into close with the Most High. I've Krista Tippett, I don't know, she is the host of On Being, a wonderful podcast and show. She talks about when she did interviews with Thich Nhat Hanh, that great Buddhist monk. She said the sense of holiness, the sense of what I felt coming into the presence of Thich Nhat Hanh, and she started to describe it. I've heard people, for example, Reverend Donna Johnson, who was my minister at Unity of Fairfax, she went on to become president of Unity Worldwide Ministries and now is the senior minister at a church in Arizona. She talked about when she came into contact with James Dillett Freeman, who we'll sing, the prayer for protection. That's James Dillett Freeman, et cetera, et cetera. And he's often called the poet laureate of the Unity movement. His poems, the astronauts brought his poems to the moon. She said that when she came into the presence of James Dillett Freeman, there was a sense of real, it was hard to describe, but holiness or real spiritual feeling. And that's what happened with Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus came into that presence. And he just really wanted to change his act, to clean up his act. I mean, have you ever, maybe it hasn't happened to you, but it's summer, it's July and August, and you're at a gathering or something and there's a smell. And where's that smell? Oh my God, you realize the smell's coming from you. your deodorant has stopped working or something like that. But it's you. That desire to, as it were, clean up your own act. And we've had that experience. So many of you I know have had that experience this Christmas. The rebirth of the Christ within. The rebirth of the Christ within. Coming into that connection of the Most High. Having that Zacchaeus experience of that, realizing that the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Having that experience, it's not because somebody's telling you, you get rid of this, you change this, you do. It's not because somebody else are outside, it's because you want to. You want to get rid of it. Wow, if I could, I just really want to. And that's what this is all about. writing about what we know is holding us back from realistically what we could be and do and accomplish. And writing that down, and then coming down, saying a prayer, and quickly lighting it, and seeing in reality how quickly flash paper burns, and letting it go. But that's not the end of the deal. That's not the end of the deal. Going back to your seat, and this I think brings up another, some other stories in the Gospels. Oftentimes when Jesus would heal people, or the healing would take place in Jesus' presence, Jesus did not say, wow, look what I just did for you. Aren't I, fantastic? He oftentimes would look at the person and say, your faith has healed you. Your faith has healed you. And again, a lot of times he would say, like, one story, he said to the guy, what's your name? The guy said, Legion. He said, well, that's an apt name because I just pulled an army worth of demons out of you. And again, I don't care whether you take these stories literally, metaphysically, or some combination of the two. They're powerful stories. And we may see demons a little differently from how they thought about demons back then. But you know what? In the 2021, demons, both on the individual, collective, and whatever level, there are archetypes and things like that which can be that way. And Jesus said to Legion, said to others, I just cast 7 demons out of you. If you don't fill yourself up with something positive, if you don't have a positive vision, those 7 demons I just cast out are going to get their brother and sister demons, and you're going to not be just dealing with 7 demons. You're going to be dealing with 7 times 7 demons inside of you. But that doesn't have to be the case, because you can have a positive vision. You can have a positive vision. That's what this is all about. Think of this, again, Unity 101, denials. Denials that X is going to have and rule my life. Then going to affirmations, positive affirmations of what, realistically could be, what realistically, honestly could be. And so we sit and we write that, and we write those positive affirmations of what could be. I read something very recently by a spiritual writer who I've used in my columns and stuff like that. Her name is Sabra Cabrisi, and she lives on a farm in upstate New York with her husband, Tony. And one day Tony came to her, she's cleaning out her herb garden, and Tony says, come here, I got to show you something. And they go over to the edge of the property, and there's this handle of this equipment coming out. And he said, let's see what it is. And they try to unearth it, and it's hard to unearth it. She says, I'm going back to the herb garden. But later on, she's remembering that she really did backtrack on old deeds to really see who owned the place. And the original building was in 1861. The third owner of their farm was in 1910, and he established a fruit farm. She thought this is probably a hoe from that guy from back in the fruit farm in 1910. And she wrote, as Tony, her husband, was back uncovering the old tool, a remnant of hard work of the past, lost and buried, I thought about my own life and the things I had put aside and forgotten about, hobbies I had abandoned, needle felting, painting, the novel I had feverishly worked on for months and then abruptly abandoned. What if I used the winter months ahead to unearth talents and revisit goals and projects I had buried? What treasure might I rediscover in my life? What treasure might I rediscover in my life? That's what this letter is all about. And it is such a joy to get that letter in July or August when we mail it out back to you. So now, let's just go into a prayer a moment. Dear Spirit, we release and let go that which is no longer serving us. These things may have been coping mechanisms to help us get through life in the past, but we don't need them now. We release and let go with the burning bowl. And then we go back and form that positive vision. As Sabra talked about, those treasures inside of us which we want to bring out and become more of. And for this and so much more, we say thank you and amen and amen. And so, as Daniel's going to start with some music, use this as a time to think through what is no longer serving you. What do you want to release and let go? When you're done, come on up and release and let go. Say a prayer. We're okay. You're okay. You're fine. And after we release and let go, after we release and let go, after we release and let go, let's go back and then write that letter. What imprisoned splendor do we wish to release?
See, sometimes releasing can be painful. But it's worth it. And after we burn, we write that letter. I just see that one happening.
We affirm health and healing. We affirm a spirit of love, peace, and joy. We affirm divine order. We affirm a peace that passes all understanding, no matter what is going on in the world. Please also remember to self-address your letters.
light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God. For us, I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well.
Thank you. Please be seated. We come to that point where we now are calling not just announcements, but resources. We hope you really see this as stuff which can be used to really help improve your spiritual walk. Go to our website, unityinthesevenhills.org. That's all one word, unityinthesevenhills.org, for a complete listing. There's something going on here almost every day. Next week, we will be doing, it will also be a special Sunday. We'll be doing the White Stone ceremony, which I think is another powerful thing that Unity has added to the liturgy. And it will be Family and Friends Sunday. So please invite family and friends here. It will be a wonderful potluck downstairs. Please come with a main dish, side dish, salad, dessert. It will be a wonderful time, family and friends, so please look forward to that. We're still looking for several volunteers. The Sunday broadcast team, we are reaching, our numbers on our numbers of people watching this stuff online have been really good, and the quality of what's being produced by our broadcast team. God bless you and thank you so much. But they could use a few more volunteers. And you'll say, but I don't know the tech stuff. Well, there's going to be a special meeting in January where one can learn the tech stuff, and so please sign up. It's in the back. We also, Crystal, my goodness, remember a year ago we didn't have a youth and family ministry program. Now we have one. So it sometimes sounds like a Catholic church with the kids, in the background and all. And we're so pleased that Crystal's doing a wonderful job, but we could use some volunteers. Again, sign-up sheet back there. And also, very importantly, remember, prayer is the heartstone and the cornerstone of the Unity movement. We're so blessed to have a great chaplains team, prayer chaplains. We're still looking for one more volunteer prayer chaplain. See if it's something which you feel Spirit might be calling you to do. I'd like to talk to you a moment about the Unity Book Club. The next meeting it meets once a month. Its next meeting is going to be January 16th at 7 p.m. We're going to be starting a new book called Evolution in the Bible. It's written by a minister, Unity minister, Pat Vinema. Look, I know some of you folks, the Bible is not if you're stuck on a desert island, the Bible is not the one book you would. I know the uncomfortable feelings and all that, but I think Pat has done an excellent job, and it's a well-written book. She has combined the latest in biblical scholarship, archaeology, and also in neuroscience, and looked very much about the evolution of consciousness. And when you can start to look at when you can start to look at the Bible that way, as an evolution of spiritual consciousness, it opens up so much in the Bible and makes it really interesting. There's sign-up sheets for the Unity Book Club, and so I hope you will join it again on Zoom. And I think for many of you, it really will open up new pathways for seeing stuff that's really worthwhile and will help your spiritual walk in the Bible. Another wonderful class which is going on, I want to sing his praises a moment because I think the class has been wonderful. One-to-oneness. We've looked at Ram Dass. We've looked at the Bhagavad Gita, and we're going to be starting something very new. And so let me turn it over to Ari.
Hello. So first I want to say, if you notice, meditation is no longer on the schedule. Don't worry, it still exists. But now it is going to be absorbed into one-to-oneness because I figure they're the same goal. They go together really well. So meditation is going to start it off, so we'll be continuing our practice of new mudras and mantras and whatever we need to grow in our meditation path. Then we will go into one-to-oneness in our books, which very soon we will be starting the Tao Te Ching. We will learn the way which cannot be said or seen or expressed, but we can point to it as best we can for you to find it. As I say in the Matrix, I can show you the door, but you have to walk through it. So we were going to start that this Tuesday, but due to some complications, we're having a lot of them today. Mercury in retrograde, don't you love it? So we were going to start this Tuesday, but due to complications, we didn't want to interrupt Wise Women, so we're going to be holding off until next Tuesday, 6:30, a new time, because we had some issues with other people making it. So we're going to be trying this time out for a little while. So come and join us Tuesday, 6:30, next Tuesday. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And Pamela's going to come up in a minute. But I want to say, Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity Movement, one time somebody said to her, "You're eclectic." And she said, "Yeah, I am eclectic, and I darn right, insist on my right to be eclectic." That's the beauty of Unity, that one-to-oneness. And now I think another incredible group that's been meeting here is the Mystical to Metaphysical group, led by Pamela Smith. Meets on Wednesdays, 1:30. You can either do it live or by Zoom. I want to say, you'd pay for what Pamela is doing. You would pay big bucks to go to Maui or whatever, and it's right, it's right downstairs. I can't sing the praises highly enough of what, what this wonderful group is doing. So let me turn over to Pamela a minute.
Thank you. Good morning.
Uh-oh. Oops, I didn't mean to.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I would like to invite those of you who would like to attend our All Things Mystical and Metaphysical group, but who can't for some reason attend in person. We have the in person or on Zoom. I would like to invite you to come to our classes, and if you would really like to do this, send your email, tell Reverend Rick or myself or Sally or someone else so that we can get your email in. We can send you the recorded sessions so that you may reap the benefit of this class. There's so many wonderful topics and information that comes in this class. We have people coming in, people sharing their wisdom, and there's just too much goodness there not to share it. So if you would like to join us, but you can't, let us know, and we will make sure that your name is added to the list where you will receive a recording. In case you're interested, this Wednesday at 1:30, our topic is going to be finding your purpose. And I think that's something that everyone has thought about in one way or another. How do I find my purpose, or even what is my purpose? So I would like to invite you to join us, whether after the fact or in person. Thank you.
Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. January 5th, Friday, we're starting something new, which I think will be just wonderful, a very special gathering. It will be on what's called Conscious Dancing. Amajin is going to be heading it up. So come on, bring yourself, move. It is a very interesting spiritual dance party, which will be held downstairs starting at 7:30. And so let's all dance together. We're still trying to solve the mystery of the 3 missing chairs from downstairs. Not the 3 bears, the 3 missing chairs. So if you have anything you know about it, please either see Detective Ari, speak to Monsignor Rick, or let Sally know. Our prayer chaplain is Regina. Where's Regina? There she is. We'll be here for individual prayer. And Again, what we're going to be doing in a moment, our greeters are going to be asking us to come forward. My suggestion, both candles, take a moment, pray, meditate, whatever, with the Christ candle, unity candle. Any offerings, I know a lot of you give monthly or whatever, but your positive vibes are really important. And also your letters that you've written and sealed and self-addressed are important. Take an affirmation. I have found that a lot of times, just like the I Ching, it can be a very important, I mean, it's the answer to what I've been thinking about. And then we will gather up, and this now comes one of my favorite songs, Something Special.
Something
Oh,
wonderful.
but let's say the abundance of very much. I would let
Oh, yes.
Unity in the Seven Hills is abundantly blessed. Creative people are drawn to us. Divine ideas flow through us. Financial resources bless us. And we accomplish mighty works together. Amen.
Here we go. Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. And it won't let go, no, it won't let go. All this love inside. We can let it shine out. Yes, we can. Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now.
Keep us posted.
I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. And it won't let go, no, it won't let go. Always love inside. We can let it shine out. Yes, we can. Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. And it won't let go, no, it won't let go. All this love inside. We can let it shine out. Yes, we can. Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. And it won't let go, no, it won't let go. All this love inside. We can let it shine out. Yes, we can. Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. And it won't let go, no, it won't let go. Something wonderful. So let's bless the gifts together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. United in mind, body, and spirit, I dedicate these gifts as they grow to bless our community, our neighborhood, and our world. Let's hear from the youth.
All right, so we made our own unity cups. Can you tell me the proper way to say this? Oh,
Kikombecha.
Harambe. So the kids didn't want to hold theirs up, but I'll show you. Each of the kids made their own. Well, that one's mine. And each of the designs on them signifies something about the child. And there's one in the back. Some of us got very creative in our designs, but and then I did the drawing on this one, but it's a flip book that tells a little bit more about Kwanzaa for the kids, and each page shows something different. And thank you, Robin, for the great idea.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. Well wishes go with all of those in our community that need it right now. And Colleen is just welcome back. Well, there you are. All right, let's close with the peace song. Come and join the circle, Colleen. Three, four. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Come join us downstairs, folks.